Loving yourself, that is what we are going to talk about today, because self-love is the foundation of everything. I know it sounds cheesy, and a lot of people think, oh, really? Are we going to talk about self-love? Well, I'm going to tell you guys, self-love is the most important thing in any creation, in any creation. So let's talk about how can you learn to love yourself? Because I see in the world today, there are a lot of people that don't love themselves. And I will give you clues today, you know, um, I will give you clues that so you can see that a lot of people don't love themselves. And if you recognize yourself, that's okay. It's all good. I'm just wondering. Okay, good. So, guys, where are you watching from? Welcome. Perfectly said. Thank you, Anna. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Where are you watching from? Where are you in the world? Drop me a little text. And by the way, guys, share this. Share this with your friends. It's going to be a very important session. So push the share button and let's spread more love, into this world, because the world needs it so much. Welcome, Ieper. Zavir, that's a special name. Wow. So self-love is the juju. It's the most important thing that we need in life, because I see it a lot with young people nowadays. If they don't love themselves, they destroy their own life. And that's the bottom line. If you don't love yourself, you destroy your own results. You destroy your relationships. You even destroy your own health. So it's so important that we learn to love ourselves. Are you with me? All right, here we go. I put the stickman on the board. Now, for those of you who don't know this graphic, it's a very simple graphic that helps me explain how the mind works. As you can see, there's a large circle, a big circle, and there's a small one. And we divide the big circle into two parts, the conscious mind and the subconscious mind. Now, easily said, the conscious mind is the thinking mind. It's the mind that thinks in pictures and in questions and in little movies. When we daydream, it's the conscious mind, right? The subconscious mind, however, is the emotional mind. It's the habitual mind. It's the mind that was programmed by our environment. Aha. And when it comes to self-love, that is something that is really critical to understand. Our self-love lives in the subconscious mind, not in the conscious mind. It is not a conscious thing. And I'm going to give you examples to show you, how you can detect your self-love. As a matter of fact, you can look at yourself and just, make the inventory. Is there enough self-love, or can I increase a little bit? All right? Now, first of all, when we were born, we were perfect, right? If you look at the baby, just, in awe for everything that comes, for the world, for life. The baby doesn't know anything. The baby needs to learn everything. It means that there is no self-love program in the subconscious mind of the baby. So our self-love today is nothing but a composite, a basket, a bunch, if you want, of principles and belief systems that we believe about ourselves. As a matter of fact, what we believe about ourselves is not even ours. It's not even ours. It is something that was programmed by our environment and, of course, also by our experiences. We all had experiences in the past that destroyed our self-image, our self-confidence, our self-regard, and our self-love. Okay? So now, guys, it's up to us to rebuild it. And I know exactly how to do that. Isn't that amazing? You see this black dot? Imagine that this black dot in the subconscious mind is a hole. I can push through it. Can you imagine that? That I can put my hand through and through, like there's a hole and I can put my hand through it. Can you imagine that? Give me some feedback. Work with me, guys. Okay? Drop me something in the chat box, will you? In the comment box. So this hole that I drew represents a past experience. Something that happened that created a wound in the subconscious mind. We also call this an emotional trauma. There are many different kinds of trauma, actually, but there are also emotional trauma. You can have a physical trauma. If you break your leg, for instance, you have a physical trauma. Yeah? If you drink poison, you have a chemical trauma. Now, experiences, painful experiences in the past have caused wounds, traumas in the subconscious mind. And now there's like a void, an empty space, if you want, in the subconscious mind. Do you understand? Yeah? I'm going to give you an example that is, it happened in 4th grade. It's a long time ago, guys. And I remember that like it was yesterday. My physics teacher, all of a sudden, he asks me a question. And I was a master in daydreaming. I was the kid in the classroom that was always everywhere except in the classroom. You know, I was extremely creative, still am. So my mind was always wandering, especially in science class, right? So he asks me the question and I didn't know the answer. So he says, Rock, are you that stupid or do you just act that way? And I was like, shit, I don't know the answer. So I drew the conclusion, I must be stupid. And bam, there was a wound that was created in my subconscious mind. And I drew that conclusion. And you know what happened? That conclusion, that wound in my subconscious mind started to influence my behavior. I acted differently. How did I act? I became more quietly. I was afraid to raise my hand and answer any questions because I was stupid. And since I was stupid, I also drew the conclusion that I must be worthless and that I didn't like myself. And I certainly didn't love myself. So here I am, 16 years old, with a gap in my subconscious mind because I drew the conclusion that I was stupid. Can you relate to these stories? I know we all have them, and this is just one. You know, we have many, many. So this puts my body into action, and guess what? I start now attracting everything accordingly to what I believe about myself, the self-love that I have, the action that I have, and of course, I attract now results in life that are the answers for the lack of self-love. For instance, I study for an exam, you know, I make the exam, I write everything out. All of a sudden, I start doubting myself. I scratch everything out and I start over and everything's wrong. Because belief, what we believe about ourselves, equal self-love drives our behavior. And our behavior attracts everything necessary for the result accordingly to that behavior. Although my conscious mind knew better. My conscious mind said, Inge, you studied, you know it. Chill, take a pill, you're good. My subconscious mind said, no, you're stupid. So I made all the mistakes. I missed that year because of that one event. You see? When I went to university, my heart wanted to go, but somehow I thought I would never make it because I'm not that smart. I'm not that smart. You know, we all have those events. We all have those past experiences. And we were programmed by our environment. Yeah, can you imagine what an influence our environment has? The teacher was in my environment. I got embarrassed in front of all my classmates, for instance. Yeah? So we need to heal this wound, right? When we heal that wound, we do it by self-love, and I'm going to give you some, some extra advice how to heal this. It's a process, by the way. I can tell you it's a process. It's never an event. It's nothing that happens overnight. It's something that you have to become very conscious about, and I'm going to tell you why. So hang in there. Stay with me, okay? You see, this hole now, it's brownish, grayish, it's not black anymore. So it starts to fade. Slowly it starts to fade. Now, the memories stay, but the emotion fades. And we do that by creating a new self-image. And that is something, guys, we are not used to do. Actually, when you are going to make that exercise, your subconscious mind is going to say, but that's not you. This sounds fake. This is more a lie. And I'm going to tell you that is where it starts. And here is my coaching question for you. Who are you with an abundance of self-love? Rephrase. If you would love yourself unconditionally, who would you be? In other words, how would you think? What would you think of? What would you love to do that you're not doing currently because you don't like yourself? How would you talk to yourself? Self-talk is a big topic in self-love. Because if you don't love yourself, well, you're not too kind, and the voice of your ego starts shattering and saying nasty things, okay? So who would you be? And I know this is a big question, and that's why I'm going to tell you it's not an overnight process. You need to work on this and stay in the question for several weeks even. Who would you be if you would love yourself unconditionally? You can ask your loved ones. What is it that you love about me? What is it that you love about me? That helps. So then you start healing the wound if you hold a new image for yourself. The problem is most people don't have a new image for themselves because the subconscious mind says, are you out of your mind? That's not you. You're a man to nothing. You're worthless, So that's the first step. If we do that, you betcha our action is going to change. And then you betcha that the results are going to change. Of course, because that's a universal law. Right now, what we believe about ourselves and how much we love ourselves is mirrored back by the world. The world mirrors us and what we believe about ourselves. We see that in the relationship bully and victim, right? Because the victim says, I'm too small and I'm the victim now. So the bully says, oh, that's interesting. I can now bully you more, you know? And that's why people get bullied. And that's why we have major bullying problems in schools, but also in companies, for instance, and in households, in marriages, where one person takes advantage of the other. And yes, we need to stand up for ourselves, come out of the victim role and say, you know what, I'm going to heal me. The world is not going to do that for you. This is an inside job, guys. It's a you and you job, okay? How do I know that? Well, let me give you a different example. Imagine that you had a bad experience in a relationship. That's why I put the second stick man here. So now we have two people. Imagine this is you, and you had a bad experience, a broken heart. Maybe you got betrayed, or you didn't get any respect, whatever, in your relationship. So here is the past experience, and here's the wound. But as I said, it's subconscious. So you don't really know that. And now, since there's action and attraction, and the law of attraction is always at work, now you attract this interesting person, and you guys fall in love. Ta-da! Amazing. Oh, you know, this great period where everybody's so happy, holding hands and nice walks on the beach, and until after a couple of weeks when the honeymoon effect fades and people say, you changed. And the other one says, no, you changed. And actually, no, you didn't change. The real you is coming forth with the backpack, with the wounds, with, you know, the trauma, big or small, it doesn't matter. What I see in relationships all the time, if somebody who is carrying wounds like this falls in love with another person, this person expects this. Look at this. This person expects that the love of this person is going to fill this void. Yeah? Or maybe it's shopping that fills the void. Maybe it's buying stuff online that fills the void. Maybe you need a new car to feel validated, right? Because you look for clues to love yourself. And you say, maybe if I have a new car, I'm going to love myself. Maybe when I find the love of my life, I'm going to love myself. Maybe when I buy a new iPhone, I will love myself. Maybe when I have enough money, I will love myself. Maybe when I have the right position and I climb the social ladder, you know, then I'm going to love myself. No. That's a lie of your ego. You know, having the Tesla or having the Mercedes or having the Porsche is going to do nothing about your self-job, about your self-love. You know, building your self-love is an inside job, never an outside in job. Never. That's why people accumulate so much stuff and so much possessions to show off, to actually convince the world that they're not so bad as they think they are. But deep down, in their subconscious mind, they suffer, they bleed. Because when they are laying in their bed at night and the light goes out and you cannot sleep, the ego is loud awake and says, you're stupid. You're meant to nothing. How do you look? You're way too fat. You're this, you're that. Blah, blah, blah. And the eater slaughters, you know, you just to convince you that you're not good enough. So you need to heal this, all right? What happens if this is not healed by the person, him or herself? This person gets sick and tired of it. And I hear it all the time. I hear people say, I give. And I give, and I give. And you know what? I'm tired giving. I have nothing more to give because she or he is never, accepting this as I'm never enough. Because honestly, the love of this person disappears in this void. The relationship will never be enough. The relationship will never grow. And probably vice versa. They attract each other for a reason. And over time, love vanishes. And now, the lack of self-love has been confirmed even more. You see, nobody loves me. You see, I wasn't good enough. You see, I amount to nothing. I always attract the wrong partner. Meaning, you see, I still don't love enough. I still don't love myself. You see, I still don't take care of my wounds. You don't need therapy. You need self-coaching. You need to learn to coach yourself, sit down with yourself, and heal your wounds. That's what we do in the Academy every day. If you don't love yourself, you will look for ways to fill that void. In people, in stuff, in events, in promotions, in money, in whatever addiction. People who love themselves don't get addicted. It's just that it doesn't happen. You get addicted because, very simple, and I don't have the time at my ability today to explain everything about it, but there's a hormone that we have when I take my iPhone and I start scrolling Instagram for 10 minutes, I'm like, okay, now I can take the world on again. Because in those 10 minutes of scrolling, your brain creates dopamine. And dopamine is the fast action, happy hormone. The problem is, if you have it, you want more of it. You want more of it, 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 and now you get addicted. And that's why people get addicted. And the foundation of an addiction is always lack of self-love. Always. There's this wound in the subconscious mind, and it may be 30 years old, 40 years old, 50 years old, I don't care. It's somewhere. You don't have to go to therapy. You have to sit down with yourself and learn to coach yourself, because otherwise you just simply cannot be happy. You will be happy in the moment you order the car. You will be happy in the moment you buy the shoes. You will be happy in the moment you eat the bag of potato chips. And then your ego says, really? Again? And now you feel ashamed. And now you feel guilty. And it's all a reflection of the lack of self-love. So you need to work on you. Okay, let me give you some clues, guys. First of all, you got to listen to the voice and the emotions about yourself. They're a bunch of lies. As I told you, you were programmed to believe this. You are not the voice that tells you that you are stupid. You are not the voice that tells you that you are not enough. It's a bunch of BS. Belief systems equal lies. These are lies that were given to you by your environment. That these are lies because you drew the conclusion from a certain event. My physics teacher wasn't right. No, but I took the limiting belief. And now it destroyed a part of my self-love. Okay? So you need to learn, and I can teach you this, to sit down and coach yourself and say, okay, the voice is telling me this, and the emotion is telling me this. I know it's a bunch of lies, so now I can work with this. It's a bunch of BS. First of all, we need to learn to be kind to ourselves. Say no when it's time to say no. And don't say yes because you want to please people. Say yes when you truly want something. And don't say no because you're ashamed to say yes. You know, people who lack self-love, they do exactly the opposite. So I want to teach you, I want to train you to stand up for yourself and draw the line that says, here's the line. No, I don't feel up to that today. I'm not going to do it. I'm sorry. I need to preserve my energy. Or yes, I would love to go. The voice of the ego will say, are you sure? And you say, yeah, I would love to go. Oh, wow. Maybe before you say, well, I'm not going to do it. I have nothing to wear. I'm stupid anyway. What can I do there? You know? Number 3, stop trying to fill that hole in your subconscious mind with stuff, with bad habits like addictions, and with the wrong people. Yeah? It's natural that people who lack self-love attract the wrong people because these people, they know they can take advantage of them. They feel it. Yeah, because we communicate for 38% in feeling tones, in vibrations. Number 3, create a new self-image of yourself. What does your future self look like? What does your future... People say, huh? The image of my future self? Well, yeah, I mean, if you don't come up with a new self-image, you're going to stay with the image that you have today. And the image that you have today is a reflection of the way how you love yourself, period, end of story. That's it, right? So you need to fix this. You need to heal this. It starts in the conscious mind. It starts with a conscious exercise, meaning, coaching question that I give you is, what is the best version of yourself? Who are you when you would love yourself unconditionally? What would your life look like? What would you do? Who are the people around you? These are very important questions. And treat yourself in the best possible way. Self-care. Take care of you. Buy nice clothes, but don't buy 10 I don't know, 10 sweaters, 10 pants, I don't know, 20. I know people who have 100 pairs of shoes, 100 pairs of shoes, and they have 2 feet. It's an addiction, right? Cook for yourself because you love yourself. Learn new skills because, you know, when you were a little girl or a little boy, you loved that. Now bring that back. Bring that back. And most importantly, learn to coach yourself. Because when you learn to coach yourself, it's an asset, it's a skill set that you have for the rest of your life. Meditate. In meditation, I have a self-love meditation where you can, in the meditation, because the subconscious mind is wide open when you meditate, when you come forward with the images of you loving yourself in meditation, the subconscious mind says, right on, give it to me. The ego has nothing to say. So meditation is a very important skill. And you will have to work on your purpose because you came to this world to make a difference somehow. And I don't want you to come with a big, bold Martin Luther King purpose. No, just say yes to the things that you love for you, not for your spouse, not for your children, not for your mother, for your father, for your boss, for you. I do this every day because I love myself enough to do this. And I know that I make a difference in other people's lives to do this. Now, it doesn't have to be a big, bold purpose, but there's something more in you that needs to emerge. Okay? Next Saturday, by the way, I'm doing a vision and goals day, and this is a very important topic. You can still sign up if you want to, okay? It's next Saturday. That's 2 days from now. Go to ingerock.com. When you click events, And you will see Vision and Goals Day. That's the workshop I'm hosting next Saturday. You can still sign up. On inyourrock.com, there's a lot of free stuff that I want to give you to help you. And if you're puzzled after this session and you think, oh God, I was not aware that there's so much work to do and that I can heal myself, send me an email, support@inrock.com. Maybe put self-love in the topic line, so my team knows which emails to advance to me, because I want to treat them properly. I want to personally answer those emails. So you can email me. Just say self-love in the subject line, support@inrock.com. I want to help you. Okay? So guys, I hope I could add value to you. You see, there's so much more to say about self-love. And I really hope that you see that this is the most important work that you need to do in the personal development area. Okay? Please share this broadcast with your friends. I know that you will help people if you share this. Share this massively. Put it on your Facebook wall, put it on Instagram, so I can help more people for free. I don't want anything in return, okay? And if this resonates with you and you still want to sign up for the workshop, you are welcome. If not, you're still my friend. I don't want to sell, I just want to help. Okay, so all the best, guys. Wish you happy weekend. And we are back, of course, next week with new Facebook Lives. Take care. Please take care of yourself and see you soon. Thank you. Bye-bye.